Hey everybody, great to have you back here in the fish tank. We're going to look at the alternative master perk for Apep today. If you've been following along, we're going through the different alternative master perks that have been launched in version 2.6. There's an overview video at the start, I'll link that up here if you missed that, so you can get yourself fully up to date on the alternative master perks, how they work, etc. But just in a nutshell, it's to give you the alternative to make a decision as the match progresses, which are the perks you want, and you can make that decision all the way up until the perk unlocks. So today, as mentioned, we're going to be looking at Apep's Perk 1 alternative master perk. So this is a replacement for the regular one, which gives you the free 2 mana card. Instead, this is called Slave Driver, and it gives you Slitherbind every 15 seconds. So Slitherbind means it attaches a Slither bound to one of the Slither cards in your hand. Seems pretty straightforward. Well, let's check it out in action. So I built a very quick Slither-based deck here for Apep. Didn't want to make it too strong because against the bot, it's always difficult to not win too quickly. But we'll hopefully be able to see how it works. So the Slitherbind will attach a Slither bound to one of our Slither cards, and then when we play it, it will play the Slither as well. And if it's a sacrificable card, it will sacrifice as necessary. So remember, we can make the decision as we go through about changing the perk, which is we can just simply click on the perk here. This is our perk 1. We'll change this to the Slave Driver, and that's locked in. As always, we can make that decision and unmake it as we go through, all the way up until that perk is unlocked. Once it's unlocked, it's then locked in for the game. So looks like perk 3 is going to be the same as the original perk 3, which was one of the questions we kind of had, and that has now been answered. Right, so we got our perk, and you can see the Slither here is attached on the card there. We can sacrifice this chap, get a big scary dog coming out. This is going to do a lot of damage. This might just kill him, to be honest. He's Mordor, it's the bot. Okay, a lot of the bots are using the Shadow World, which is a real strong card at the moment. The bot decks in 2.0 are much better than 1.0. You can see here we got a couple of Slithers attached to our Talot. Sounded weird. It was weird because I was saying it wrong. Remember, it's only Slither cards that it will attach to, and there's no limit to how many you can have attached. So you could have one with a ton on. Whether that's going to make much, whether that's going to be useful or not, who knows? So we've got our perk 2, which is our Totem. The Totem is also a Slither card, so it can also get stuff attached to it as well. Sometimes you see a game against Apep where they spawn the Totem and they have a ton of Slithers spawn. That is why. But there's not really too much more to show in this. The perk 3 is going to be the same. It's going to give us our free card. We'll just wait for that, just to make sure it's working. So this is a test build in the PTR, so we are in a position where we can test these out and feed back to the devs anything that we really don't like, or, you know, more specifically things that might be a little bit broken. So you can see we've got 4 Slithers attached here to the Prowler, 2 attached to the Wogosaur, and we get a regular perk 3 card here. Right, let's put an end to this. Dog. Done. Right, there we go. So, that's the alternative master perk for Apep, the Slave Driver. Pretty straightforward how it works. Definitely one that you need to take into account when you're building the deck, because obviously you need those Slither cards to take the Slither bound Slitherbind that it sends you. Let me know, as always, in the comments, what do you think about this? Is this something you're likely to build if you're playing an Apep Slither deck? Would you prefer this? It gives you a little bit more flexibility because you don't necessarily have to run the Slitherbound Chain Gang cards. You don't have to specifically run cool Slitherbound cards which give you those Slitherbounds because you get them from the master himself. So it'll be interesting to see what people do with that and how it affects their deck building. And as I mentioned, this is sort of more a perk that you're going to make the decision in deck building ahead of time rather than one that's going to react to something that is going on during the match. Right, bunch of perks that we're going through. Today's one was Apep. Make sure you don't miss out on any of the old videos or the newer videos by hitting that subscribe button, putting the bell on and select all notifications so you don't miss a single update here from the Fish Tank. It would be great to have you along for the journey. My name's Bad as a Fish and I'll see you again soon here in the Fish Tank. Oh look, a subscribe button. I wonder what happens if you press it. Let me know in the comments.